Hi, love. It's Ira. If you've been wondering why the same situations, same feelings, same types of people keep circling back, there's a reason. Karmic patterns aren't always about what you did wrong. They're often about what you've tolerated too long, what you've inherited energetically, or what your soul signed up to finally break. This reading is here to confirm. The loop is ending. You're not meant to keep reliving what you've already outgrown. Spirit is guiding you through the final stage of a cycle that has tested your identity, your boundaries, and your belief in love, safety, or purpose. We're going to dive deep into which karmic cycle is closing, how it has shaped you, and most importantly, what's meant to rise from the ashes. If you want to go deeper, personal sessions with me begin at $9, and my monthly membership includes weekly guidance across love, money, healing, and your soul path for just $99. Let's walk through the release together. The devil shows up first, and immediately there's this sense that you've been unconsciously repeating a bond or pattern that once gave you a sense of power or safety, but eventually turned into control. This might have looked like returning to someone you couldn't let go of, or even tying your worth to how much you achieved, fixed, or sacrificed. The karmic thread wasn't about the person or the circumstance. It was about your own fear of abandonment, judgment, or failure. This energy locked you in a loop where you kept trying to earn love, prove your value, or fight for what was already lost. Spirit says the deeper work wasn't to escape the pain. It was to finally recognize that your freedom has never depended on anyone else. What's been holding you wasn't a curse. It was a coping mechanism. And now, the devil reminds you, you don't need it anymore. The lessons have landed. You've grown through the discomfort, you've cried through the confusion, and most importantly, you've remembered your voice. You are no longer that same version of yourself who needed to cling, to chase, to collapse. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your soul doesn't want to play small or silent to avoid rejection. The chain is breaking because the story no longer fits. Then the tower arrives, and I know this might feel intense, but this isn't destruction. It's sacred collapse. This card shows up when a karmic foundation built on fear, illusion, or avoidance begins to crack open. If things have been unexpectedly falling apart, relationships, plans, finances, it's because Spirit is no longer allowing structures to stand that were built to protect your ego instead of your truth. You may not have seen it coming, but your higher self did. This is divine timing stepping in where your comfort zone refused to let go. The tower asks, what are you still trying to salvage from a life that doesn't reflect who you are anymore? Whether it's a job, an outdated role, or a commitment made from guilt, Spirit says the rubble you're standing in is sacred. There's clarity in this collapse. Karmic patterns require energetic release, and sometimes the only way out is for everything false to fall. You didn't fail. You finally let go of a mask that was weighing down your spirit. This ending is your real beginning. Justice follows, and this is your cosmic balance. Everything that felt unfair, unreciprocated, or punishing, Spirit says it's being corrected, not always in the way you expect, but in a way that restores your alignment. Karmic debt doesn't just mean punishment. It also means the things you've given without receiving, the times you stayed honest while others played games, are all coming into balance. Justice isn't about revenge. It's about restoration. This card confirms that what was taken energetically will be returned in new, healthier ways. It also asks you to look at where you've held on to resentment or guilt that wasn't yours to carry. Karmic cycles close faster when we stop trying to be the judge and release the grip on needing to be right. This isn't about who hurt you. It's about who you're becoming because of it. You are being released from contracts you never agreed to, obligations rooted in survival, and ancestral pain that ends with you. Forgiveness, not forgetting but releasing the hook, is the key to your next phase. Temperance moves in gently now, asking you to stop swinging between extremes. After everything that's been pulled down, Spirit wants you to rebalance. No more hustling from burnout or healing from survival mode. This card brings in integration. You've seen both sides, the light and the dark, the giving and the breaking, the staying and the walking away. You're not meant to reject one or the other. You're meant to harmonize. The karmic cycle that had you bouncing between all or nothing is ending, because now you're anchoring into peace. This energy might show up in your daily choices, eating differently, saying no more softly, protecting your energy without guilt. It may not feel dramatic, but it's deeply transformative. Temperance is a reminder that healing isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet strength. Karmic closing isn't always an explosion. It's the slow, steady returning of yourself to yourself. Don't rush this. You're not late. You're not lost. You're in between endings and arrivals. Let it flow. The Wheel of Fortune spins next, and this is the confirmation you've been waiting for. The energy is shifting. You're no longer on the same karmic timeline you were just a few months ago. What once felt like fate is no longer fixed. That chapter is complete. This doesn't mean luck will just fall into your lap, but the resistance, the cycles of almosts and maybes and painful repeats are done. You've cleared space for something new to root. This card reminds you that your choices now create momentum. The wheel is spinning in your favor, but you have to meet it halfway. Step out of passivity. Say yes to the new. Don't wait to be rescued. Respond to your own readiness. You are co-creating this next chapter, and the more courage you bring into your actions, the faster the blessings can arrive. Not because you earned them by suffering, but because you're finally aligned with receiving. The Eight of Cups gently closes the loop. It speaks to the quiet departure from everything that doesn't nourish your spirit anymore. This card isn't about abandonment. It's about choosing peace over familiar pain. There may be something or someone you're still emotionally tied to, even if you physically walked away. Spirit says the karmic closure comes when you finally stop asking them to be who they never were, or waiting for the ending to feel fair. Let yourself grieve. Let yourself release. This is where you reclaim your energy. The Eight of Cups is a spiritual choice. You're not just walking away from them. You're walking back to yourself. You're not obligated to keep showing up where your soul is starving. You don't need their apology to heal. You just need your own permission to move on. You're doing that now. The past can't follow you where you're going. We close with the world. Full circle. Completion. Integration. This is your karmic graduation. You are stepping out of a loop you've probably lived through for lifetimes. The same wound in different costumes. The same emotion in new situations. The same lesson of self-worth, truth, boundaries, or belonging, repeating until it finally landed. And now it has. You've passed the test. Spirit says it's safe to leave this chapter behind, not because you hated it, but because you learned what you came to learn. The world reminds you, you are allowed to celebrate now. There is a version of you that thought you'd never make it through. And yet here you are. Lighter, wiser, free. This cycle may close quietly, but its impact will echo through everything that follows. The karma is cleared. The door is open. You're walking into something brand new, not because you manifested it, but because you became it. Reflect on this. What loop am I no longer willing to live in? Who do I become when I stop fighting the past and start trusting the shift? Your affirmation, I release what no longer reflects my truth. The cycle is complete. I am free. And remember, if you'd like to receive personal guidance during this transition, my sessions start at $9. And my monthly membership brings weekly clarity into love, healing, and your soul journey. You've done the work. Now let the work reward you.